Hello and welcome. Uh, Today we have the pleasure of having Dr. Sudhir Kakkar with us. Dr. Sudhir Kakkar, who is India's foremost psychoanalyst, thinker and writer. With Dr. Sudhir Kakkar, we would try and deconstruct the world of mental health. Welcome, Dr. Sudhir Kakkar. Dr. Kakkar, to begin with, we would like to know what are those first thoughts that come in the mind of a common man when you utter the word mental health?
I would say first thing which would come in the mind of a common man would be fear. But if he's approaching a mental health practitioner, then it will be a combination of fear and hope. And the task is how to make the hope more than the fear. I think that is the communication by the doctor or by any mental health portal like yours, how to make that switch, that the hope is greater than the fear. I think that is the age of hope.
Why is it difficult for us to connect aspects of mental health to the physiological world of brain?
Because brain is a very, very modern kind of a term. People have been always talking of mind, which has been not really linked to the brain. The linking of brain with the mind is a very, very new thing. So people are not used to that there is something that this mass of grey matter can mold or have such a big influence. So brain is, so the way to approach is to say it is the mind, because brain is really what is also part of the mind or what animates the mind. So mind would be a much better way than the brain. Brain is much too new, it's much too scientific for the common man.
When it comes to discussions on mental health, doctor, invariably most of the discussion revolves around what we call serious mental disorders. A lot of reasons are there for that, and we tend to miss out this what we call the common mental disorders. And many a time, common mental disorders like stress and depression and others, we feel that those are the things that we have to live with, and they don't seem to be problems for us, and we tell ourselves that we don't require to seek help. How do we get the common man to understand that there is a better quality of life that people can aspire to lead, and most of these problems can be solved, can be treated, can be addressed?
Difficult question to answer, mainly because mental health problems are problems which are unseen. They take within your body, your mind, unless of course they become very serious ones, and then they come out into the open. So then they are seen as problems. So they are not seen as problems because they are unseen. Your society, social, and they don't tell you, yeah, that is a problem. You see, anything to be a problem is not only that I feel the problem, but my social surround or my group tells me it is a problem. It is like identity. It doesn't matter what I say I am, the others have to say, yes, you are that.
Right.
And this kind of fit has to be there. And mental health problems are only when, as I said, when they come out into the open, they become very florid,
Right.
like schizophrenia or huge depressions. And then the others are saying, yes, you have a problem.
Yes.
And that is the part of it. How to get your surround or your group, etc., get into that act and say you have a problem. So unless they are saying to those anxiety disorders, yes, it is a problem, you are not going to get that to be seen as a problem, because it's not enough for the individual to feel it's a problem.
Right. So you're saying that there is a huge contribution that the environment, the close and near and dear ones of an individual that they make in making sure that that person can lead a better quality of life,
Yes,
seek help.
I think that is probably the vital for me.
Yes.
The vital contribution is from the social group
That's right.
to encourage the individual to say, yes, you can be. Individual himself or herself won't be enough.
Right.
It's a start, but unless that...
That's right. Doctor, you have been practicing psychoanalysis for several decades now, and so what are the major paradigm shifts that you have seen in the mental health care sector in India over the last few years?
Mental health care sector has, you can look at it both ways, half full or half empty. half empty, we say nothing really, given the size of India, given the problems, nothing really much has happened.
Right.
You can also say half full, that there are people who are much more knowledgeable about it,
Yes.
especially in metropolises. The knowledge of that there is something as mental health or mental illnesses is much more. So I would say 50-50. There's something which has happened in the metropolises with the educated crowd, but it still remains outside the ken of most people, including, I think, even the government or the other agencies.
Again, mental health as a subject for most of us is something that we get into a denial mode. We think it's not a big problem. We think that we know about it, and because I'm not suffering from it, and because I don't know of somebody who's suffering from it, I don't think this requires such a big. It's a big concern at the moment. How do we get the common man? How do we get every one of us understand our role in creating a positive movement to ensure that mental health is seen as a priority in the country?
Yeah, I think that answer is to what I said before.
Yes.
So it touches that. The question is that suffering which I have, mental suffering, is looked upon as part of life. Everyone suffers through life, so you go through it. What is the big deal? Unless, as I said, it becomes a completely in your face problem. Now, we are saying how to get people earlier to say that this is really affecting your efficiency, the way you are with people, the way your success will happen, how to convince them that. And again, that conviction is if more and more people you see, they are saying, models, how to have models, actually, role models of suffering who have gone through mental health. And we know, you have so big actors, say, for going for those, what is called 6 abs, so
Yes.
the body part of it, but you don't have those role models, etc., which they are. And some people admit to it. And Dilip Kumar, as he said, 20 years, he went to 10 years, he went through psychotherapy, mental stuff. So unless those kind of stories come out much more into open of what people look upon as very, very successful people who have also gone through it and sought help, so that is, I think, one of the things which is needed there. And people, I think, are willing to do it more and more. Only they have to be encouraged. I'm asking, talking about the role models, they need to be encouraged. Because we know, I know from my practice, etc., there isn't anyone in the highest reaches of any kind of profession, business, social, entertainment. There aren't, lots of people have gone through those problems and have sought help. But to say that I have, that needs to still be done.
We need more ambassadors. We
You need more role
champions.
models, ambassadors, champions of it, coming out and to say, I have. And I think that can be done. I have gone through this, and it helped me, and do it.
That's good.
I think that's a big thing which one can look for.
Finally, Doctor, you have always been explaining psychoanalysis as something that enables people to identify the fact that they can take the right choice. They can make the right choice. And so today, in today's world, what is the relevance of psychoanalysis, and what strong role can psychoanalysis play in ensuring that there is mental health care made available for people?
Well, psychoanalysis role is to get people to look at that psychoanalysis looks that there are problems which we are not aware of. So that lots of our problems arise in our unconscious mind, which we are not aware of, and we need to be much more aware of our unconscious processes. Second, lot of problems come from our early relationships, early childhood relationships, family, parents. That's where we need to look at. So it is introspective mental health treatments, introspection, that to look into oneself, to look into one's life is a very helpful kind of thing, with the help of an analyst or somebody who can help you. And that this is not very different from what our tradition also teaches, that introspection is a different kind of introspection, but that introspection is one way of getting over the mental problems or disorders, as we would call it.
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you for spending time for us.
Thank you.